Hello guys, and we're here today with another very interesting deck profile. We're here today with some Prediction Princess Terror Dolls. I guess that works as far as the name goes. And this deck, as far as competitive goes, well, sub-terrors really need some more support, specifically for the engine itself. It is lacking just the sub-terrors. I'm not talking about this deck in overall, I'm talking about just the sub-terror part. Because it can be very difficult to get out your first sub-terror on Behemoth, but once you get out one Behemoth, it becomes a lot easier. Prediction Princess Terror makes it easier, and of course just having the shadolls, they just help out with more consistency, more floating until you get into the cards. And of course, the effect will be triggered off of sub-terror Nemesis Warrior. So let's just go right in. For the Behemoths, they both have the effect of a Ghost Trick effect. You can flip it face down, so that's definitely very great. And then it also has the effect you can discard one sub-terror monster, draw 2 cards for this guy, and then this card will target a monster and banish it. So definitely we have some draw power, we have some removal, some really good removal, some really good draw power. You have to discard a sub-terror monster though, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. So definitely very helps out, and it mimics our beast, so we have even more consistency. This guy will send a sub-terror monster from your deck to graveyard, then tribute this card and at least one other monster that you control whose original levels equal or exceed the monster that you sent. So it's kind of like a ritual summon. Using him, you just send one from your deck, you tribute another monster, and then you can summon it out. Most of the time you'll probably be able to go for this guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, because he's level 7, and so pretty much you can summon out very easily. This guy's level 10, so it can be a little bit more difficult, but it isn't impossible. And besides, most of the time you're probably going to want this guy, because I mean the removal arguably can be better than the draw power. And so besides that, we have the Hidden City for our sub-terrors. The Hidden City allows us to, well, when you activate it, add one sub-terror monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, you can change a face-down defense sub-terror monster to face-up. That should not be its effect. Its effect should be change a face-up monster to face-down. And that might not make sense because these guys already do that, but this guy does not. And that's what makes this deck really hard to summon out the sub-terrors, is if you draw into too many sub-terror cards, if you draw into too many sub-terror cards, you can't do much right away, because I mean you need to get out 2 monsters to use Nemesis effect, which is a quick effect, which is really nice. To summon out another sub-terror, you need at least another monster that's level 3 or higher. And if you don't have that monster, then it can be really annoying. Now these guys do also have the effect, I forgot to mention that if you have a monster that goes face up to face down and you control no face up monsters, you can summon it out, which is really nice. So if you have one of these guys, you can summon out the other one. So it allows you to get out more monsters, allows them to summon out, but if you don't have one on the field, you can't summon them out, and if you don't have another monster in general, you can't use this guy's effect. So if this could change him from face up to face down, you'd be able to summon out Behemoth, you'd be able to summon out Utsamatch. You might not be able to use his effect, but hey, you got out his sub-terror Behemoth. Besides that, if your opponent declares an attack on any monster, it doesn't matter if it's sub-terror or not, you can change a sub-terror to face down to face up, then negate the attack if you want, and then be able to activate their effects. So definitely very great on that. Just being able to flip a monster face up and banish a monster or draw 2 cards is definitely helpful. And that is it for the sub-terrors. Now on to the shadolls, running 2 Beast, 2 Dragon, 2 Squamata, 2 Hedgehog, and 3 Falco. I like playing Falco at 3. Because it just allows for more floating, more plays with the shadoll engine, overall summon out beasts more often, make more synchro plays and stuff like that. And of course with Prediction Princess Terror, you can summon Falco back out if you want, although most of the time you're going to be summoning out one of these guys. But if you already do have those guys out, then summoning out Falco or summoning out one of these guys is definitely very strong. Besides that, we have 2 Shaddoll Fusion, 1 Elf Shaddoll Fusion, 2 and 3 Sinister Shadow Games, and 2 Shaddoll Core. Shaddoll Core actually really helps out with Nemesis' downside, not being able to activate this effect if you don't control another monster, because you can summon him, set this, and then activate it during your opponent's draw phase, and they'll be like, alright, I have 2 monsters, I can summon out any sub-terror I want because this guy's a level 9. And so that's it for the sub-terror, no, not the sub-terror, the Shaddoll engine. For the ritual engine, we're running 1 Manju. If you don't want it, you can take it out, but I mean sometimes you do need that extra search. 3 pre-pep, and then 2 Terror and 3 ritual. Running 3 ritual because honestly you don't want to draw into too many rituals and then not be able to activate pre-pep, and pre-pep can add from your graveyard as well, so it is possible to use all 3, as you will see in the duels. And of course, Prediction Ritual also can banish itself to search out Prediction Princess Terate, so that's definitely something else. So it's a lot of searching, a lot of stuff. And then we also have, for now, more generic cards, Instant Fusion and Foolish, and then Jet Synchron. That's another monster we're running. It just allows us to make Crystal, that's where we're playing him, so if we're going up against Pendulums, definitely want to have that option. And of course, it allows us to make some more different Synchro plays. And so yeah, that is it. And then of course, Instant Fusion allows us to, well, we don't run Ring Force, so you're going to make a Synchro play. That's pretty much the only thing you can do with that, unless you want to just Tribute Summon or Tribute Set a Sub-Tier Behemoth. And so that is it for the main deck. Into the extra deck, 2 Shek, 2 Grista, 2 Winda, and wait, did I say 2 Grista? 1 Grista, and then 2 Winda. This is pretty decent for the shaddoll fusions. You definitely can make Shekinaga and Winda twice, and you really want to be able to. If you get over the first one, you want to be able to make another one, because not being able to be destroyed by card effect, and of course the only one special summon is very great, and the whole Trap Trick Triple Nightmare ability with Shekinaga is definitely very nice, and this guy can negate inherent special summons, which is amazing. Being able to negate any inherent special summons, so really great against Pendulums. And then, of course, Norden is Norden, summon out a monster from your graveyard that's level 4 lower. Now, for Synchros, you can make Stardy, you can make Beelzeus, who is really nice because he can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect, and is 4,000, and can increase your life points. So that's definitely helpful. Leo can't be targeted, so there you do. You have your 2 options. Don't want to be targeted? Make Leo. Very great against Cosmos. Don't want to be destroyed by battle by card effects? Make Beelzeus. Arguably the same thing, although Cosmojo will both give these guys the boot. But hey, definitely very strong monsters. You can also make Trishula pretty easily with this deck. I mean, all you need is just Synchron and 2 level 4s. Or, let's see, a level 4, a level 3, and a Falco. So definitely possible to make. Trishula should probably be in here, but I don't have them. And then Scarlet, you can definitely make some level 8 plays using either 2 Squamata or 1 Squamata and a Hedgehog, or using just a Sub-Tier, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, and Jet Synchron. And then clearing is clearing, just being able to negate effects is pretty nice, especially if you have your removal stuff. Once you set up and if you summon out a clearing, it can be very annoying. Goyo is Goyo. I just decided to put Goyo and Big Eye in this deck because it's nice to be able to take your opponent's monsters, and sometimes your opponent has some really nice monsters. And then Omatis is being able to attack and your opponent can't activate anything. And then for some Exes, we're running Super Dora, because this guy's a level 10 and this guy's a level 10, so hey, you can make it. And then of course we're running Big Eye because this guy's a level 7 and making clearing isn't that difficult. So that is it for the deck profile. As far as competitiveness goes, like I said, it isn't the most strongest deck in the format. Really depends on what the ban list is. If it's really harsh, this deck might have a chance as far as sub-tiers go in general. What it needs is really an easy way to summon out the sub-tier behemoths. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put in Summoner Monk. If you wanted to go for a more pure build, put in Summoner Monk, and that could really help out, because then you could summon out Nemesis, and you can then summon out this guy. Besides that, if you wanted to add to the consistency of this deck and put in Pot of Desires, you could put up your sub-tier monsters to 3, probably run 3 Beast, 3 Dragon, and then 3 Terate, maybe another Core, and maybe another Manju, and then put in like 2 more Pot of Desires, and then you should be pretty decent. The deck should still be pretty consistent, although drawing into too many monsters with not having any spells can be really annoying. If you draw into too many shadolls and you don't have any of your shadoll spell cards or anything, well, anything to use to trigger their effects, it can be really annoying, because then you set a scrim on and be like, alright, destroy a monster. May need a bug. But yeah. So that's it for this deck profile. It's pretty balanced. I mean, we're running 22 monsters and 18 spell and traps. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.